This is the Lexus RC. It's an interesting looking car, isn't it?
Some say it looks as though it's doing 100 miles an hour while it's standing still, while others say it's overstyled. I can see why you would think that. Look at these flared arches, these slashes and creases, and these haunches.
While it is divisive, it's a refreshing change to the simple and easy to digest looks of the RC's big rivals, the BMW 4 Series, the Audi A5 and the Mercedes C-Class Coupe. Now inside it feels different from those German coupes too. It looks expensive and it feels expensive too. These soft touch plastics feel fantastic. These buttons all turn with a really nice feeling. There's lots of adjustment in the electric seats, and thanks to this electric steering column, it's really easy to get a good driving position.
There are just 3 trim levels, Luxury, Premier and F-Sport, and all cars are well equipped with dual-zone climate control, leather seats, LED headlights and parking sensors. Sat-nav is only standard on Premier models, but all cars get this infotainment screen that is annoyingly controlled by a fiddly touchpad. Storage is a bit hit and miss. Whilst the central armrest has 2 USB ports and is large enough to store a tablet, there's only 2 cup holders in the whole car and the door bins aren't massive. That said, the glove box is of a decent size.
Now these types of cars aren't out and out sports cars. They're saloon cars with more style, but they also need to have a fair degree of practicality. Now whilst I can fit a large suitcase in here, probably 2 at a push, and there is 60-40 split folding rear seats, the boot opening is actually quite small. There's less space in there than a BMW 4 Series, Audi A5 and a Mercedes C-Class, but also the Renault Captur and the Honda Jazz.
But if Lexus has scrimped on space in the boot, surely they'll have maximised space in the back. Well, once the front seat has finally moved forwards, access is a little tight, but no more so than the Mercedes C-Class Coupe, but it is cramped. I'm just under 5'11" and I couldn't spend very long back here. Children perhaps, but not fully grown adults.
If you like your coupes to be petrol powered, then you'll really like the RC because there's no diesels on offer here. The entry-level car, badge 200T, comes with a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine with 241 brake horsepower. There's also a 5-litre V8, but that's reserved for the RCF. Here we've got the mid-range car, the 300H, and it uses a 2.5-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine, a CVT transmission, and of course a hybrid system.
With a total of 220 brake horsepower on offer, you'd think performance would be brisk, but it isn't. 0 to 62 miles an hour takes 8.6 seconds, whilst the top speed is 118 miles an hour. However, combined MPG is a claimed 56.5 and CO2 emissions are 116 grams per kilometre. Go for luxury trim and its smaller 18-inch wheels translate to 57.6 MPG and just 113 grams per kilometre.
Just like any other Lexus using the hybrid powertrain, it's beautifully quiet in here. It's really refined, really smooth and really relaxing. Now you can run this car in full EV mode, but you're only really going to be doing that around town at speeds below 30 miles an hour, because as soon as you go anywhere near the throttle, the petrol engine kicks in and then it starts to rev quite coarsely, and then of course you've got the CVT transmission, which is a little bit whiny. And don't expect to be getting anywhere close to the claimed MPG figure though, because I've been averaging 36.7 MPG, which is a little way off. Doesn't really feel that much of a sports coupe either. The steering, whilst accurate, feels a little bit vague. The car feels heavy. Well, it is heavy actually. It weighs almost 1,800 kilograms, and you can really feel that in the corners. You turn it in and you can just feel the weight shifting. A BMW 4 Series is more fun more of the time. Visibility isn't the best either. I mean, if I look over my shoulder, I've got a pillar right there, and the view out the back isn't the best. And there's a few things in here. There are odd quirks like, well, this particular car, the steering wheel isn't on straight, but we'll forget that. And also there's a foot-operated parking brake. I mean, how old-fashioned is that?
If you go for an RC, and especially the RC 300h, you're also going to have to be content with the knowledge that it isn't cheap. You can check out the prices on carbuyer.co.uk, but BMW and Mercedes do sell cheaper diesel coupes that are more efficient, while Ford will sell you a Mustang 5-litre V8 for £5,000 less than this range-topping RC 300h we have here. The Lexus is good news for company car drivers though.
If you're fed up with going German for your 4-seater premium coupe, then the Lexus RC is worth a look. It's interesting to look at, beautifully made, and it's incredibly relaxing to drive. Just don't expect to be thrilled on the country lane. Now, if you want to find out more about the Lexus RC, you need to check out its rivals, and you can do so by clicking the video on the left for the BMW 4 Series and the video on the right for the Audi A5. Click in the corner for our latest video and on our logo to subscribe.